Alright guys, so today I have a pair of aftermarket headlights for a WK, and I don't know if you got here by watching my other video on how I made these, but if you're wondering on how to open headlights, it's actually really easy, especially if they're aftermarket like this, which have butyl sealant in them. It makes for, you know, maybe a 5-minute process to just get them open, and it's super easy. So I'm just going to show you how to do that real quick. It's going to be a really quick video, and yeah, let's get to it. So some things you might need to open this up is an oven, or maybe a heat gun if you don't have an oven that'll fit your headlights, or if you just have headlights that are too big for really any oven. You could just use a heat gun to just go around where the sealant is and then just start loosening up and working your way around the seal. I'm definitely going to be using an oven. It's probably the safest practical way to do it. So it'll take me 5 minutes to preheat it, and then I'll just open it up. You might need a screwdriver to work your way from the beginning to maybe just start opening it, but with butyl sealant you really don't have to worry about using a screwdriver and ruining the housing around it. So safest bet is to just do what you can with your hands and skip the screwdriver. But like I said, you might need a screwdriver to get started. You're also just going to need gloves so you don't get fingerprints on the inside of the lens or scratch anything really. You just don't, it's better safe than sorry. So right now I have the oven. It's preheating to 220 degrees, and I'm going to stick this in there for 8 to 10 minutes. That should definitely be good. But before I stick it in there, I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to take anything that doesn't need to be on there off. And for starters, this headlight cover, which I don't know if all of them come with that. That'll come off. Definitely take any bulbs out, like these. You don't want any of that going in there. And then if you have any screws holding the lens on, which some headlights do, but these don't, you can take those off too. But that's about it. Just take the piece of paper off, and this is good to go. One thing to note is like something like this. It's like a boot right there. These come off, and it's just important not to lose those things. Alright, so I have the heated up headlight right here. I got my gloves on. I've got a screwdriver to start the prying. So the easiest way is to start from this corner, which is the corner that would sit closest to the grill. You're just going to take it, stick your screwdriver, just a little bit in there. Just enough to allow your hand to grip underneath it. You're just going to pry up a little bit. And then you're just gonna pull. It's kind of hard. You could do it at hotter temperatures to make it a little easier, but this should suffice. My gloves are getting stuck to the glue, which is really annoying. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Yep. I was setting up the camera a little bit while I was doing this, so the glue kind of cooled up a little bit. But yeah, that's all you gotta do. And then when you're going around, make sure that you do these clips. Lift them up so you don't break them. Just pulling it. And then also, if the butyl is really sticky like this, you don't want to touch the inside of the lens while you're doing it. So try not to grab there, because you don't want to get butyl on the inside. It'll be a bitch to get out. Oh my gosh. One last clip down there. It's kind of holding it all together. Oh, look at that. Just ripped my glove. Doesn't really matter. I'm surprised they haven't completely ripped already with this sticky ass butyl. So I took the gloves off because they're just a pain in the ass right now. Alright, I'm going to be really careful not to touch anything though. Yeah, that's it. Now they're opened. So yeah, as you can tell, it was pretty easy. If anyone's watching this and they've worked with the OEM headlights and try to deal with a Permaseal sealant that does this, usually have to do it like, you know, 10 minutes, probably 5 rounds of 10 minutes in the oven trying to work your way, and you're definitely going to end up with damaged, I guess you could call it like a lip, but it just doesn't work out the same. That's why I always prefer to go with aftermarket headlights, because they usually have this butyl sealant, which is really easy to separate, as you saw. Just kind of take your time and, you know, replace your gloves if you rip them. Now that you got your headlight apart and you're kind of just figuring out what you want to do next, it's important to figure out how you're going to go about resealing these, because if you're going to replace the butyl sealant, you're gonna have to dig the old butyl out of the channels now, because you don't want to do that later while you have your halos in there, and it can be a little bit of a tough process, so you don't want to have them in there and risk damaging anything. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a screwdriver and maybe some pliers and start digging this out. It's gonna be really annoying. You know, sometimes butyl's not really this sticky, but on this set I'm going to have to just deal with it, and then I'm going to replace it with other butyl sealant, which is just basically something you can get off of most, you know, headlight websites, the retrofit source, or you can get it from LED Concepts, which is where I got it. And all it is it comes in a roll. You unroll it, stick it in the channel when you're done. Then you put your headlight, your lens back in, stick it in the oven, clamp it down, you know, for an hour or so. You know, the longer the better. Better safe than sorry, like I always say. And yeah, then you're sealed back up. Another option is, you know, just reuse this. That's not, you know, per se a bad option, is to just re-clamp it with the butyl that's already in there, heat it up, and then you know, go on your way. It's just, I like to be sure and, you know, use new sealant. Prevents the possibilities of you know, condensation or water getting in there. So I always like to go with new stuff, clean out the channels really well, and then, you know, go from there. But those are basically your two options for butyl headlights, because with Permaseal you have no choice but to take out the Permaseal and reseal it with something else. Permaseal you cannot you know, reuse, but I'll do another video of me taking apart a headlight that has Permaseal on it and how to do that. But for this one, I'm just going to reseal it with this and get on my way.